Okay, so for the second quiz, the first one, we should all know this one. They're just saying whenever you put like f of x equals g of x plus something or minus something, what does that do to the graph? And that's all we've been doing this whole section is moving things up and down. It's vertical translation. That one should be A. Alright? Okay, so that's like the whole basis of this quiz is vertical translations. Alright, so for number 2, there you have another vertical translation. Remember, read this like f of x is g of x. Read this as f of x is g of x moved down 5. Remember, vertical translations. So that means f of x is lower than g of x. To get to f of x, you'd have to go to g of x and then move down 5. Alright, so number 3, you should be able to do that. G should be 2 more than f, or G should be f plus 2, however you want to think about it. So when you get to ones like number 4, okay, stuff like this, so you're just substituting in. Okay, they give you f of x, they give you g of x, but both of them, notice f of x is in like translation form, g of x is in slope-intercept, and then they're asking you for f in slope-intercept. So what we have to do here is we got to take g, plug it in to f. So if we did that, f would be equal to 3x minus 18. Put it in parentheses so you can see where I plugged it in, plus 10. Alright, so remember, this 3x minus 18, that's g of x. But they gave us g of x, so we can take that and plug it in. Now we just have to simplify. We obviously can't put the 10 with the 3x, but we can put the 10 with the negative 18. Negative 18 plus 10 is negative 8. So this would turn into 3x minus 8. Alright, so you're subbing in g of x here for g of x here, and just simplifying. Alright. The rest of those are pretty much just like that. 5, I'm not going to go too far into it. It's a little tricky though. Different, a little bit. So 5 now, they tell you f of x is equal to g of x minus 8. Then they give you f of x. So that means we have to take this f of x and plug it in for f of x there. Okay? And then the question is asking us for g of x. So once we plug this in here, then we're going to have to add 8 to both sides to get g of x by itself. Then you'll be done. 6 should be fine. 7, again, just plugging in. 8, you're plugging in. And then 9 should be fine. On 10, remember, to find an intercept, to find a y-intercept, you plug in 0 for x. So that means if we want to find the y-intercept, we need to plug in a 0 there. And then solve that equation. Okay, so remember, parentheses, exponents, anything to the 0 power is 1. Multiply comes next, and then add or subtract comes at the end. Okay, so exponent, got to do the exponent first, then multiply, then subtract 3.